Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today guys, many stories, many updates as always, many things to say, many things to clarify, and so we jump into it together. Done deal, Andrey Santos has signed his contract at Manchester United. Maybe while you are watching this video the deal is already official, maybe not, I don't know. Unfortunately I'm not the social media manager of Manchester United, but what I can tell you is that the deal is done. Signed yesterday between clubs, today with the player. The medical yesterday was perfect, and so Andrey Santos, new Man United player, £48 million, 2 in add-ons, 5-year contract to the player with an extra season as option for the club, and so Andrey goes to Manchester United.
Fabrizio Romano has confirmed that Andrey Santos passed his medical on Thursday and will officially sign his Manchester United contract today. A 5-year deal running until 2031 with a club option for a further year. The deal structure is confirmed. Initial £48 million to Chelsea, plus £2 million in achievable add-ons, with Chelsea retaining a 10% sell-on clause. Total package worth up to £50 million. Santos becomes Manchester United's first officially announced outfield signing of the Michael Carrick era. 22 years old, Brazilian international. A midfielder who could not break into Chelsea's first team ahead of Moises Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez, but who clearly has significant potential that United believe they can unlock with regular football and a clear pathway to the starting 11. Welcome to Old Trafford, Andrey Santos. We genuinely hope this one works out, because United desperately need the midfield reinforcements right now. Karl Darlow. Free transfer goalkeeper signs today too, and on top of Santos, Fabrizio Romano has confirmed that Wales international goalkeeper Karl Darlow will also sign his Manchester United contract today. Romano described the former Leeds keeper as outstanding on his YouTube channel. Karl Darlow, the goalkeeper from Wales, a former Leeds United goalkeeper, available on a free, is moving to Manchester United, and it's a here we go. He's going to provide competition for Senne Lammens, who is obviously the clear starting goalkeeper for Michael Carrick. But Karl Darlow has accepted all contract terms, and he will be the new second goalkeeper at Man United. This is smart, cost-effective business. With Andre Onana returned to Trabzonspor on loan and Altay Bayındır expected to depart, United needed a backup goalkeeper and have got one entirely for free. Darlow is experienced, reliable, and knows the Premier League environment, having spent years at Leeds. So the tally on signings today: Santos officially in, Darlow officially in, 2 deals done on the same day. United are finally getting transfer business over the line. Ederson. Medical doubt emerges. This is genuinely concerning. Right, now here is the update that will give United fans real anxiety, because there are doubts emerging over the Ederson medical. The deal was agreed back in June, verbal agreement at approximately €45 million. Documents prepared. First medical completed in the United States during the World Cup. Then Brazil were eliminated and Ederson returned to England for the second official medical at United's facilities. However, recent doubts have now emerged over that medical, with Ederson undergoing further tests in the UK right now following Brazil's elimination. Romano has stated that the first check was completed and another will follow before United make their final decision on whether to proceed. Let's be clear about what this means. There is a possibility, however currently uncertain, that United could walk away from this deal if the medical reveals a concern significant enough to justify it. A decision is expected imminently on whether the Red Devils will proceed with a deal worth less than £40 million or not. This is not a rumour. This is Romano, the most reliable source in world football, flagging genuine uncertainty around what had previously been presented as a done deal. If Ederson fails his medical or United decide not to proceed, that fundamentally changes the entire midfield picture this summer. Santos would be the only confirmed midfield arrival. The gap left by Casemiro's departure and Ugarte's serious knee injury would remain glaringly unaddressed at the required level. United need clarity on this today. The next update on Ederson is the most important piece of transfer news they will receive this week. Right, with Tchouameni signing a new Real Madrid contract until 2031 and that door definitively closed, United have identified their next serious midfield target, and it is genuinely a very exciting one. Manchester United are plotting a move for Manu Koné of AS Roma, and Team Talk understand that the 25-year-old French midfielder has been added to United's shortlist after they were informed he is keen to test himself in the Premier League and that Roma are willing to sell for the right price. Let's talk about who Manu Koné is, because after his World Cup performances for France, the rest of England is now catching up with what those following European football have known for a while. Kone started France's 2-0 quarter-final victory over Morocco last night, going head-to-head with Ayoub Bouaddi and coming out on top as Les Bleus won comfortably. He made 37 appearances for Roma last season across all competitions, scoring 2 goals and providing 3 assists. He only joined Roma from Borussia Mönchengladbach in 2024 in a deal worth under £20 million, and has developed so impressively that he is now valued at approximately £50 million. His profile is genuinely excellent for what United need. He plays as a defensive midfielder or in a box-to-box role. That versatility is crucial. He has the athleticism to cover ground defensively and the technical quality to affect the game with the ball. He is 25 years old. Prime years, immediate impact, long career ahead. Crucially, intermediaries have already spoken to United and informed them that Kone is enthusiastic about moving to England and that Roma are open to doing business. Roma secured Champions League football but need to sell to meet UEFA financial regulations, making Kone their most valuable saleable asset genuinely available. £50 million for a France international who performed at this World Cup is outstanding value in the current market. Arsenal are also interested, William Saliba's international connection with Kone giving the Gunners a personal recruitment angle. Chelsea, City and Liverpool have also been sounded out. This is going to be competitive. But United, having agreed a deal with Santos and closing in on their 3rd midfield signing, are believed to be more intrigued by Kone's profile than alternatives like Camavinga. This is the 3rd piece of the midfield rebuild United have been planning. Ederson, the foundation. Santos, the youth and potential. Kone, the experience, the football intelligence, the defensive security. If United can land all 3 alongside Kobbie Mainoo, that is a genuinely excellent midfield unit for the Champions League campaign ahead. The Camavinga option, assessed and passed over. Brief mention, Real Madrid have made Eduardo Camavinga available this summer. Liverpool and City are chasing him. United have been mentioned as a potential suitor, but Team Talk sources are clear. United's recruitment team are currently more intrigued by Kone's profile. Camavinga at 30 million plus whatever Real Madrid demand would eat into the budget. Kone at 50 million with better specific positional fit for what Carrick needs makes more sense at this stage. Camavinga is off the agenda for now. Kone is the focus. Rashford, Barcelona pursuing Adeyemi. This changes everything. And finally, the Rashford twist that nobody saw coming. Because if you thought his summer could not get any more complicated, Barcelona have just added a completely new dimension. According to Sky Germany, Barcelona have opened negotiations with Borussia Dortmund over a move for winger Karim Adeyemi. The La Liga champions have submitted an opening offer of around £17 million, though Dortmund are holding out for closer to £28 million, the fee they paid for him from RB Salzburg. With Adeyemi entering the final year of his contract, Dortmund may ultimately lower their demands. Why does this matter for Rashford? Simple. Barcelona have already signed Anthony Gordon. They are now pursuing Adeyemi for the left wing. Their £26 million option to buy Rashford expired without being triggered. If they successfully land Adeyemi as well, Rashford's chances of returning to the Camp Nou in any capacity, permanent or loan, effectively reach 0. United are now expecting Rashford to report back to Carrington following his post-World Cup break. They remain determined to secure a permanent transfer rather than sanction another loan. But there are no formal bids on the table from any club right now. The August 9th deadline is approaching. Barcelona look increasingly unlikely to be involved. Bayern Munich's interest appeared to cool. Tottenham want him, but not at 40 million. The clock is ticking on finding Rashford a permanent home before pre-season gets fully underway. Aurélien Tchouameni has agreed a new long-term contract with Real Madrid. French journalist Fabrice Hawkins confirmed that an agreement has been reached between the midfielder and the club, with the new deal set to be finalised imminently. That is it. The Tchouameni chapter is closed for this summer. Jose Mourinho wanted to keep him, Madrid wanted to keep him, and Tchouameni himself, despite United's formal contract offer, has decided his future remains at the Bernabeu. Fabrizio Romano's assessment is worth noting here for completeness. He has maintained throughout that United were never truly close to this deal due to the salary demands involved and Madrid's consistent reluctance to sell. In hindsight, perhaps the noise around United's pursuit was louder than the underlying reality ever justified. But the pursuit was real, the desire was genuine, and losing him stings regardless. There is an interesting consolation prize of sorts. Real Madrid are now said to be open to selling Eduardo Camavinga instead. Liverpool and Manchester City are also chasing his signature, meaning United would face serious competition for the Frenchman too if they pivoted in that direction. United must now refocus their remaining midfield budget on achievable, realistic targets and stop waiting for doors that are not going to open. So where do United go for that third, more established midfield addition? The Guardian have identified two specific names Carrick retains genuine interest in. First, Alex Scott of Bournemouth. We have covered this exhaustively. Bournemouth have made clear he is not for sale this summer. He has turned down multiple contract extensions, presumably keeping his options open for a future move. But this summer, the Cherries are not selling regardless. Chelsea have now also emerged as potential rivals for Scott after missing out on Granit Xhaka. So if United do decide to push hard for Scott, they will face Chelsea competition on top of Bournemouth's resistance. Any deal would cost a minimum of £80 million, according to The Guardian. United are assessing whether to test that stance in the coming weeks. Second, Adam Wharton of Crystal Palace. The Europa Conference League winner has been described as a generational talent by those tracking him closely. A calm, composed midfielder with remarkable poise and technical ability. Wharton has been on United's radar for some time, and The Guardian confirm he remains of genuine interest. He is also attracting attention from Liverpool. A minimum £80 million fee is the expected price point here too. Now, both Scott and Wharton carry a concern we have discussed before. Neither is a natural defensive midfielder in the mould of Casemiro or Tchouameni. The genuine holding role, the position that provides the defensive shield Rice provides for Arsenal, that Casemiro once provided for United, remains the gap that Santos, Scott or Wharton does not perfectly fill. Ayoub Bouaddi, huge test tonight against France. And speaking of midfield targets, Ayoub Bouaddi is in action tonight as Morocco face France in the World Cup quarter-finals. This is an enormous stage for the 18-year-old Lille sensation. He will be going head-to-head with none other than Aurélien Tchouameni, the player United just missed out on. The contrast between the established star extending his Madrid contract and the teenage prodigy trying to win a World Cup quarter-final will be fascinating to watch. The Athletic's Manchester United correspondent Laurie Whitwell has flagged something genuinely interesting about United's potential pursuit of Bouaddi. That Lenny Yoro played with him at Lille before joining United and could potentially serve as a persuasive voice in the background if United decide to pursue the signing. As Whitwell put it, maybe if agent Bruno couldn't get the job done, maybe agent Lenny can. A charming and potentially very relevant detail. City remain favourites for Bouaddi given their willingness to accept Lille's loan-back preference. But United's Euro connection gives them a genuine angle that pure financial power cannot replicate. Tonight's World Cup quarter-final performance against France, against elite opposition at the highest level, will be another data point that either strengthens or raises questions about where the teenager actually is in his development. Every United fan should be watching closely. Marcus Rashford, returning to United training after all. Right, this one has developed in a slightly unexpected direction. Marcus Rashford is poised to return to Manchester United training, according to The Guardian, set to be part of Carrick's squad when United's pre-season begins in Dublin. The context is important here. United have put Rashford up for sale and set an August 9th deadline for his future to be resolved. But no official bid has yet been received from any club. The August 9th deadline is approaching and there is simply no completed deal on the table. The Guardian report that there are no issues between Rashford and new head coach Carrick specifically. It is the broader club situation and the relationship breakdown with management above that level that has caused friction. Carrick himself is apparently fine with Rashford and willing to give him a chance in pre-season if the transfer does not happen. The plan, if no transfer materialises before pre-season, reintegrate him into the squad. Now, this changes the Somerville calculation slightly. If Rashford stays, the urgency of signing a left-sided forward reduces. reduces somewhat. United still have Patrick Dorg and Matthias Kone as options on the left, plus Rashford himself if he is back involved. Whether Somerville remains the priority in those circumstances will be a key strategic question for Carrick's team. The August 9th deadline is the key date. If a buyer comes before then, Rashford goes. If not, he is potentially back in the fold for now, with the situation likely revisiting itself in January. And finally, genuinely exciting infrastructure news that gives United fans something massive to look forward to beyond the transfer window. Manchester United have officially confirmed that their proposed new 100,000-seat stadium will be built approximately 350 metres northwest of Old Trafford, as part of the wider Trafford Wharfside regeneration project. 100,000 seats. The biggest stadium in the United Kingdom, the centrepiece of a development that also includes new homes, improved transport links, and year-round sports and entertainment facilities. United are expected to continue playing at Old Trafford during the estimated 5-year construction period. The master plan will now go before Trafford Council for approval later this month, before entering an 8-week public consultation if it gets the green light. This is genuinely transformational for Manchester United as a football club, beyond just the team on the pitch. A stadium of that scale, at that level of modern architecture and supporter experience, puts United in a completely different economic and prestige category for the next 50 years. Exciting times, even if it is a long way off. Let's bring everything together on July 9th, 2026. Confirmed signings. Ederson, medical and paperwork imminent. Andrey Santos, medical underway, £50 million, second signing. Tchouameni, over. New Real Madrid contract signed. Definitively not happening this summer. Third midfielder, Scott or Wharton most likely, both minimum £80 million, Bournemouth still resistant on Scott, Chelsea now competing. Camavinga, potential alternative from Real Madrid, Liverpool and City also interested.